I decided to give you guys some of the hardest decisions over here on YouTube and compete 16 of the best Vandal skins that I personally think are in the game to see what the results would come out to. I gathered 16 of them, and then I used a random number generator to pair them up with each other. Now, off the rip, a lot of you guys had some really good predictions, but I don't think anyone was prepared for these results. Round 1, Bracket 1 features one of the most exclusive Vandal skins in the game, being the Champions 2021 skin, as well as the Chronovoid skin. Now, take a look at the comments. It does really seem like it's 50-50 here. Now, the Champion skin is built like the default Vandal, but it's quickly looked upon because of its sick design. The fact that if you have the most kills in the lobby, it will glow for you, and as well as the music that it plays when you inspect the gun, as well as get the final kill. I also think this has one of the coolest finishers in the game, due to the fact that you stand on the body, then it completely changes the finisher. But trust me, Chronovoid is not to be slept on. Having a super impactful shooting sound, a very unique reload animation, a very nice headshot and ace sound, and not to mention its super different finisher. And lucky for Chronovoid, this was enough to knock out champions in the first round. Now, if you guys found that was pretty hard to decide, they get way harder, because round 1, Bracket 2 features the Ion Vandal versus the Gaia Vandal. Now, take a look at the comments. I'm actually very surprised to see that Ion is actually more favorited here. It might be because I'm biased and I think Gaia is probably one of the best, if not the best Vandal skin that we have in the game. Due to its super unique tree-like features, it's super solid 4 different variants, and not to mention my personal favorite thing being the finisher, or should I say finishers. But even though I'm biased, I still have to give credit where it deserves. The Ion Vandal has a really nice shooting sound effect that just sounds like you're shooting a laser gun. Has the classic Ion finisher that we all know and love, but since this is the Ion 2.0 version, we did get the extra 3 different skin variants, being the green, which is personally my favorite, the orange and red, which I think is pretty alright, and as well as the reverse default being the blue and white one. Now, personally, I think we can all agree, I think they could have done better on the variants, and apparently you guys do agree because Gaia ended up taking the win over Ion. Now, round 1, Bracket 3 consists of the Neptune Vandal going against the Cryosis Vandal. Now, in the comments, the Sakura fans really show their color here. Yeah, I really don't know why either. Especially because we have the super different Cryosis Vandal. The Cryosis Vandal was the first to ever feature this really cool freeze effect, where over time, if you have your gun out and you don't use it, it will cause the gun to freeze over completely. It also has this very nice sound effect where every time you shoot, it actually breaks off the ice that had been covered over this Vandal, and not to mention the super cold finisher. But we do have to remember it's going against Neptune Vandal, which in my experience personally, it seems like the Neptune bundle is probably one of the most bundles loved in the game, due to the fact that you'll never be alone because you have your fishy friends with you. I also absolutely love the seagull sound effect that it has after you get a headshot. And remember when I said that Neptune was loved by the whole community? It absolutely shows here because it destroyed Cryosis in this poll. Round 1, Bracket 4, personally, I think is probably the hardest so far, being the Glitchpot Vandal going against the Elderflame Vandal. 2 super OG skins, and both having their very unique features. Glitchpot having a super nice shooting sound effect, and a very simple but nice finisher. Not to mention the super clean 4 different variants that come with the Vandal makes it super hard to beat. But if there is going to be a skin to beat it, it's going to be the only fully alive skin that we have. The Elderflame Dragon is your best friend while playing. It has a super lively pullout animation, a reload animation that shows you how much it appreciates the food you give it. The skin also comes with 4 different dragons, and not to mention a finisher that will burn the competition away. And if you want to be a true savage, just don't upgrade it. Stiffy Dragon goes hard. And it just so happened, all these things are enough to take the win against Glitchpot. Round 1, Bracket 5 consists of one of the most well-known skins being the RGX Vandal, going against the Spinny Origin. Now, when looking at these comments, it's very Origin dominated. The Spinny Origin, well, spins, first off, has some super nice skin variants, with the white one being a super fan favorite, as well as a finisher that disintegrates the competition. But it is going against the RGX, which has changeable LED lights every time you inspect it, the first of its kind kill count on the gun, a super addicting shooting sound effect, and as I assume a lot of us expected, the RGX absolutely obliterated the Origin. Round 1, Bracket 6 probably consists of the hardest choice that any of us had to make, which is the Reaver Vandal versus the Prime Vandal. 2 of the most loved skins in the community, and super well known because of how loved they are. The Reaver Vandal, mostly known for its shadow-like features, its 4 variants being loved by the entire community, and not to mention its very loved and creepy finisher. But is that enough to beat the Prime Vandal? The Prime Vandal having such a clean look to it, with its glowing inside and gold trim, its super nice shooting sound effect, and not to mention its clean finisher and kill sound. Now, a lot of you guys might not like me for this, but I personally think Prime 1.0 is super overrated, and it seems like majority of the guys agree with me, because Reaver beat Prime more than I thought it was going to. Now, round 1, Bracket 7 consists of the Forsaken Vandal and the Sentinel Light Vandal. In the comments for this one, it is super cited for the Forsaken, which I can completely see why. This gun has some super nice sounds and a super badass finisher. And not to mention you're getting basically 2 guns with 1, because the other variant for this gun has its own unique finisher, which I absolutely love. I think Valorant should do this more often. But this is going against the Sentinel of Lights, which has a super sick pullout animation, some very dope sounds, and one of my favorite finishers for no specific reason. And not to mention the Sentinel Lights has some very clean skin variants and is also home of the E-Girl Vandal. So sorry Forsaken lovers, but you guys had no shot here. Round 1 in the final bracket, being bracket 8, consists of the Ruins Vandal and as well as Prelude to Chaos. Now I'm gonna keep a fat buck with you guys. I'm sure we already have a lot of comments on this, but I messed up. As much as I love the Rune skin, I forgot about the Araxi skin, and I probably should have switched those two out. And I truly believe that if the Araxi skin was in this whole bracket, we would have saw a lot of different outcomes. Now, starting out the Ruins Vandal, there's honestly really nothing super special about this gun, besides it looking super clean for a battle pass skin, and the fact that it was just so early in the game where you could get this gun. And let's be honest, there's no chance to win against Prelude to Chaos. The Prelude to Chaos is one of the meanest guns in the game. Personally, I don't think it has the best variants, but all you really need is the default. The sounds of this gun are super intimidating. It has a super dope inspect animation, and not to mention the A sound being super metal, and the finisher putting your enemies straight to hell. Yeah, this wasn't even close. Now that round 1 is over, a lot of you guys had predictions for the second round, but I think we all agree in round 2, we're gonna have some very close battles. Starting out with round 2, bracket 1 being the Chronovoid versus the Gaia. Now in this round, all the comments are very 50-50, and I gotta agree with you guys. I think these guns are both super great, and overall they both have special unique attributes that really all it depends is just what kind of person you are. And by a landslide, Chronovoid ended up knocking out Gaia in round 2. Now ironically, in round 2, bracket 2, it is gonna have the only 2 alive guns that we have, and that's gonna be the Neptune with the live fishes, and of course the alive dragon Elderflame. In the comments for this round, it really does seem like Elderflame is going to take the win here, and this does have my favorite comment throughout this whole series. I'm very happy that a lot of you guys are enjoying these. I thought it'd be something really fun for the community to do, and it seems like it is working, so I'm happy to keep doing these. But very surprising to me, Neptune absolutely destroyed Elderflames. I guess people like fish more than dragons. A little weird to me, but I'm not here to judge. Now for round 2, bracket 3, I kind of messed up again. In the comments, it seems like 60-40 and going in RGX's favor, but unfortunately for RGX fan, it does seem like Reaver ended up winning. That is on the first poll. Listen, I needed an answer, and at the time of me looking at this poll, it was 50-50, so I decided to make a second poll. And on this poll, RGX ended up beating Reaver. To be honest, I'm a little bit more okay with it, knowing that the margin's a little bit bigger, but I do want to apologize to the Reaver fans because technically I would say Reaver won. But hey, I needed my decision, all right? But that does leave us to the final bracket at round 2, being Sentinel Lights versus Prelude to Chaos. And as we expect, the comments on this one are very 50-50. We have some Sentinel Light lovers and some Prelude to Chaos lovers. I will say this is Prelude to Chaos' first ever real challenge, but unfortunately it could not overcome Sentinel of Lights, which ended up winning 56% over 44%. This does lead us into round 3, where it doesn't really seem like anyone knows for sure who's gonna win here. But starting out round 3, bracket 1, it is gonna be Chronovoid versus Neptune. The comments here really does seem like it's 60% Neptune and 40% Chronovoid, which is pretty much exactly what we got in this poll. Neptune does overcome Chronovoid, moving it on to the final round. And the final round of round 3 is gonna be RGX versus Sentinel of Lights. And on the comments for this one, Sentinel Light absolutely dominates. It seems like everyone does love Sentinel Lights, but that's because the RGX lovers are going to take a silent win here, having a pretty big margin over Sentinel Lights, which I'm personally very surprised of. I absolutely thought Sentinel Lights was going to win here, but I don't make the rules. Well, I do. I just don't decide who wins. You get the point. Which just does leave us in our grand finale, Neptune versus RGX. And to be honest, at this point in this bracket, not a lot of people are happy. But it seems like on the official poll, the comments are for Neptune. And the winner of the best Vandal skin in the game is going to RGX Vandal with quite the win here. And if you guys want me to do more community stuff like this, be sure to like and comment your favorite Vandal, as well as subscribe and turn notification, and check out the community tab every day to vote for your favorite. And I'll talk to you guys sometime later. Bye.